మా కార్యక్రమంపై మీ అభిప్రాయాలు తెలియజేయగలరు. యూట్యూబ్ www.youtube.com/c/dd Saptagiri.
స్క్రీన్ మీద కనబడుతున్న QR కోడ్ ని స్కాన్ చేయడం ద్వారా డిడి సప్తగిరి యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ ని వీక్షించగలరు. మరిన్ని అప్డేట్స్ కోసం డిడి సప్తగిరి యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ ని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి.
ఈమెయిల్ ddSaptagiri@gmail.com. ఫేస్బుక్ www.facebook.com/dd Saptagiri. ట్విట్టర్ twitter.com/dd Saptagiri VJA. ఇన్స్టాగ్రామ్ www.instagram.com/dd Saptagiri.
Namaste. Welcome to Vidya Varadhi program. Myself Dwarka Lakshmi, English teacher. Today in this session, I would like to deal with creative writing. The topic is writing English poetry. Yes, writing English poetry. Before that, let us have a small talk on present coronavirus, COVID-19. Since 8 months, we are listening many things regarding this pandemic. So, it is must to use the three things as sanitizer, mask and following physical distance. But most of the thing that the main thing is that we are supposed to wash the mask and use and not continuously the sanitizers. Instead of that, better to use soap water also, Dettol or something else. And the third thing, it is must to follow the physical distance, otherwise we will become the victim. So, children, hope that you all of you follow the same and you are attending the school, as the schools have been reopened for 8th, 9th and 10th. Okay children, come back to the class. So, good afternoon all of you. Hope that you had your lunch and let's start our class today. As it said, creative activity. In this creative activity, I have selected 3 topics. The first one is reciting poems, and the second one is writing poems, and the third one is in our textbook we have 5 poems. And let us try and tune 1 or 2 poems now, if it's possible. Okay? Yeah, let's first start the topic. So, in this, as I said you, creative writing, the first foremost thing, rhymes to poems, we have to discuss and start our topic from rhymes to poems. The first topic. Second thing, we have to write free verses. What is free verses? I will let you in the next class, I do tell you. Writing that. And the third one is tuning textual poems. As I said you, we have 5 the best poems. So, shall we start the topics? And before going to the poetry, first I would like to share one best slide. I think so you can guess these 2 great personalities. The first one is Sarojini Naidu. Her real name is Sarojini Naidu Chattopadhyaya. She was born in Hyderabad and she wrote many poems. The poems which I like the most is Coromandel Fishes, and it's at present in our 6th class textbook. Like that, the other poem is Bangle Sellers, and in the bazaars of Hyderabad, one more poem. So, there are many poems written by her, and there are some stories, and she was a poetess, a singer, a politician, and she was the first governor appointed after independence. Her contribution is a lot for our Indians. And the second picture, we can easily guess his contribution is the great thing, that is our national anthem, which we sing every day. He is none other than Rabindranath Tagore. Because of him, the universities and universal school is established in Bengal, that is Shantiniketan. Previously it was school, now it is called as a university, and it is a unique school. Why is it unique? Because not the subjects, but there almost all the skills are taught, and the lessons are not taught in the four walls, but it is entirely different under the trees. Languages, music, arts, crafts, what not, different things, and it is very tough to get a seat in that Shantiniketan too, because before starting our class it is must to remember these two great personalities, as we are discussing our topic as poetry writing. Okay children, now let us get into our first thing. What is poetry? First thing, poetry అంటే ఏంటి? పద్యం. ఓ చాలా మనకు తెలుగులో హిందీలో చాలా వస్తాయి, కానీ అసలు ఎక్కడి నుంచి వచ్చింది ఆ కాజ్, ఫస్ట్ రూట్ కాజ్ అది మనం తెలుసుకోవాలి. తెలుసుకుంటే కానీ మనం రాయలేము. యా, ఫస్ట్ డోంట్ బీ స్కేర్డ్. పోయిటరీ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ లిటరేచర్, ఒక సాహిత్యం దట్ కన్వేస్ ఎ థాట్. థాట్ మీన్స్ ఆలోచన. విత్ ఎ ఫీల్, we respond sometimes with a feel, and it is based on the lyrical arrangement of words. Lyrics, we see in the pictures also they write lyrics. Yeah, this poetry comes just like that. In our textbooks we have paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, that comes to the prose if it is a story or a lesson, something like. But whereas verses come for the song. Verses means in songs we have pallavi, charanam ala vastayi kada, but whereas in the poetry we call it as a stanza. Never we should say it as a paragraph, we have to say it as a stanza. Stanza 1, stanza 2, stanza 3. So this is the first basic point. First, before writing a poetry or reading a poetry, we have to know. Okay children, yeah, let's come to the next thing. In the worldwide there are more than 150 types of writing poetry. In the world I am saying. In Japan the style of writing poetry is haikus, whereas in England nowadays every time we are listening about England because of strain. So in that England the people are very fond of Shakespeare, Shakespeare sonnets and Shakespeare dramas. That is why most of the people in England wish to write sonnets, and there are some rules for writing sonnets. Likewise, different things. If you take our Indian culture, we have epic poems. Epic poems means like Ramayana, Mahabharata, they are in Sanskrit in the beginning. Later they were changed into Telugu, then they were again written as a prose form. Likewise, narrative poems, some narrations. But for your level, as you are 8th class students, I don't want to give you the tough task. Let us take the simplest task, that is through imagination and writing free verses. Imagination, yes, it is easiest thing, no need to spend any money for that. We can write wherever we sit, but our thought should reach that place. So what is imagination? When our sense organs respond, when we look at something we respond, when we taste something we respond, when we smell something we respond, when we listen some sound we respond. You heard a nice music, what do? Just you move your, nod your head or your body or your leg, something happens. Likewise, smell, that is fantastic, you can easily say many things of smell. Likewise, the tasting and sight. Imagine that you are in a garden, rose garden, everywhere roses. What is your feel? Your sight, your sensory organs are responding. So when there is a feel internally and externally, we come out with some words. That words, if you write in a proper way, that is called a poem. And when we write this poem, we can write, you people and me and every one of us, because free verses is a style of writing where there are no rules applied. No rules are applied for free verses. So free verses is the easiest task for children to put their thoughts. And the second thing, rhyming words poetry. Rhyming words poetry means for this we have to work, because we have to write a list of rhyming words. That is the first work. If we write some list of rhyming words, based on the list of rhyming words, we can frame a poetry. So this takes some time, our work. But whereas for imaginary poetry, imagination has no end. Imagine that you are in Himalayas, you can write, I am in Himalayas where everywhere snow is found, I don't have nobody to play as I have snowball, like that. Or imagine that you are in a forest, everywhere you can hear the sounds of animals, but you are so scary. So, you can write joyful poems, scary poems or anything, but for all these things you have to respond, your presence is must. Is it clear, children? Yeah. So, it is the easiest task for you people to write imaginary poems. For the first time, as we are dealing this poetry, let us go to the root level. Root level means basic. If you go for the basic level, what is the first root we will see? మూలాలు అంటాం కదా తెలుగులో. మూలం ఎక్కడ మూలము? అమ్మ పాట మూలం. Because when you are a baby in a cradle, what is the first song you have heard? Your mother's song or your grandmother's song, that is called as lulubi. Lulubi ante jola paata. So, from there your travel started. When you were 2 years, 3 years old, you had a conversation, you started talking and you had a conversation with your mother, father and so. So, there were some question and answers conversationally. Later when you are joined in a school, it may be LKG, UKG or any school, Anganwadi, whatever it is. So, there the teacher motivated you. She did not teach you first letters, but she taught you the rhymes without knowing letters. You do not know how to write ABCD or Alu Gudintalu, nothing, but without that you are able to say something, do action. So, there that is the first step for the child to know the poetry. It is not called as a poetry in childhood, they are called as rhymes. Understand? So, primary based mostly are based on conversational mode and some on informational mode and sometimes it is action mode also. Conversational mode means just we all of us know that is Baba Black Sheep poem. It is a conversational mode if you clearly observe it. See here the conversation is between a boy and a sheep. That means the boy is a friend of a sheep. So, Baba Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. So, the answer is given in 4 lines for a single question. See there itself question answers, you know the language, but you do not know that is the language. So, yes sir, 3 bags full, 1 for my master, master means the sheep's master, 1 for my dame and 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane. This is how the answer went on. And funny poem if you take, Johnny Johnny yes papa also. Johnny Johnny yes papa. So, here the question, Johnny is called by his father. So, what is the answer given by him? Yes or no answers. Nowadays in 8th class we are doing yes or no questions. In unit 2 also we had. So, here before in the primary level the seed was sown in your mind. Okay, Johnny Johnny yes papa, eating sugar no papa, telling lies no papa, open your mouth, there the fun created, that is nothing but ha ha ha, full of sugar in the mouth. So, telling a lie also, but making the father laugh. So, likewise if you take Telugu poem, what is the first poem, do you remember children, can anybody say? Yes, Chitti Chilakamma. ఎంతమందికి వచ్చి మీకు చిట్టి చిలకమ్మ? ఫస్ట్ పోయం చాలా మందికి అదే నేర్చుకుంటాం, ఎందుకని చిలకమ్మని ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేస్తాం. అలాగే మోస్ట్లీ a child is introduced to almost his surroundings and animals like a cat and pussycat. This is also a conversational poem, but the language structure is introduced in this poem. If you clearly observe, see pussycat, where have you been? Where have you been? Have been is a structure. Answer also has come just like that. I have been to London to visit the Queen. See, but in the question answer pattern in the examination point you change something verbs. You just remember the rhymes and you write the answers children, that will be very easy for you and you will be knowing the language very clearly. Once again I come from the first, pussycat, where have you been? I have been to London to look at the Queen. The purpose is looking at the Queen, it seems. What is the work actually done by the pussycat? We will know. Pussycat, what did you do there? What is the actually work the pussycat did there in the London? I frightened a little mouse under her chair. So, it did not stop its work. It went on with its work, chasing the rat wherever it is found. So, children, not only simply through the poems or rhymes, we have to know the real structure, not simply reading and throwing it away. Those are the poems which are in a conversational mode. Now, another poem I would like to give you, this is of information poem. I think so, we have this in our first class new revised textbook. This is a poem which I have selected from that book, that is giving information. First class, second class, you tell about your body parts, isn't it? Even ఆ ముక్కు ఇది నా చెవు అలా చెప్తాం కదా. సో ఇక్కడ ఒక పాప ఏం చెప్తుంది, తను ఎలా ఉంటుంది అని చెప్తుంది. ఈ పోయమే మన ఎక్స్టెన్షన్లో కూడా పెట్టుకోవచ్చు. We can extend some poems also, children, if you just observe it carefully. See, I read out the poem, first stanza. My house is red, a little house, a happy child I am. I laugh and play the livelong day, I hardly ever cry. So the girl did not cry. But second stanza, we can use our own words also. I'll just read out this, and next I'll use my own words. I have a tree, a green tree to shade me from the sun, and under it I often sit when all my work is done. That is the paragraph. So instead of tree, put a Barbie doll. I have a Barbie, a pink Barbie, which always plays with me. I like it because the Barbie is my friend. Or write as a, take it as a brown cat. I have a cat, a pussy cat, which is brown in color. I always feed her, so the cat likes me very much. Put a dog, put a bat, whatever you want. You can extend the poem. So information poems can be extended, but the thing is, little changes you can do. Take the thing just like that and you can do. Even in the 10th class also, we have a very nice poem written by Okra, Gabriel Okra, that is Once Upon a Time Child. That poem can be exactly, it was written 100 years ago, but that poem can be changed to present corona moment. Many children tried it, because taking the present situation we can change. In that poem it was expressed past and to future. Even today also we can change the poems by using our own words, but it should not be beyond the imagination, but worthfully, meaningfully. So if you try it, you can do it. So first thing, put our mind and try to understand, then write. Is it clear? Next, coming to the action poems. These are the best things where we enjoy in our primary. Because coming to 6th, 7th, we are just in bars, we won't open up. We think that we are grown up. No, 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 no. Just if you open yourself, you can do wonders. This is one of the best poem where an action poem is called. Butterfly, butterfly, spread your wings. Daily we see the butterfly. This is an action poem where action can be presented. Butterfly, butterfly, spread your wings in the sun to dry. So the butterfly has come up. So a child is asking the butterfly to spread its wings and fly, because to dry her wings in the sun. Second one, butterfly, butterfly, flap your wings and fly high, high. Because what is the purpose of the butterfly? To suck the nectar or honey, something, isn't it, from the flower. So you just go away, and it's telling butterfly, butterfly, fold your wings and rest upon the flower. It's telling the duty of the butterfly too. And butterfly, butterfly, hide your wings. Here comes a little shower. Shower means chinna tuppar vastundi. వాన సన్నజల్లు వస్తుంది కాబట్టి వెళ్ళి దాక్కో, లేకపోతే దాని రెక్కలన్నీ తడిచి పాడైపోతాయి. సో ఏ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ హింట్, a kind of help, and a kind of message also, an interaction between a girl and a butterfly. So like this poems, action poems, there are many. We know nowadays everywhere we can see. Simply if we do like this and do like this, there is a poem, easy for the small children to guess. It is nothing but the wheels on the bus go round and round. They enjoy, children, and the poems also, some poems give us opposite, some poems give us messages also. If you take primary thing, there are number poems which teach number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I let it go away. There are some more sentences. Likewise, EVS poems. EVS. What is the observation in EVS? How does the seed become a small plant? For that there is a poem. But we have to take that poem and put it to a textbook, teach them, so that you will become confident. You will be knowing the language, and one day you will be writing the mistakeless thing. Yeah, here one more poem of the extension where we can do. This is also a hint for you. You can extend it, children. After the class, you can extend it. Put it on a paper and extend it. Rain on the rooftops, rain on the trees, rain on the green grass, but not on me. Why, we don't know. You have to write the ending. Like that, you can take an example. I have concluded like that. Rain on the roses, rain on the lilies, rain on all the flowers, but not on me. Rain on the dogs, rain on the cats, rain on all the animals, but not on me. Rain on the hills, rain on the forest, rain in the desert, but not on me, because I am in the house. So, give a funny ending. So, extend it. So, these are the poems. You can put your own sentences, your own feelings, your own thoughts. So, this is how we extend the language. What is the use of extending language? Teacher, you are saying nicely, but for writing it is difficult. Nothing. Once where there is a will, there is a way. First you have to have a will. I will do it, I can do it. And one more thing, language. In our present 6th, 7th and 8th class also, in science and Telugu, we are getting a question every time. Use your aesthetic sense and prize the clouds. Use your aesthetic sense and prize the tree. Aesthetic sense అంటే సృజనాత్మకత. తెలుగులో కూడా ప్రశ్నలు వస్తున్నాయి. Use. So, there your whatever the subject you are learning, again use it in that writing part, so that you will be benefited, you will get confidence. Okay. So, language is taught through poems unknowingly. We get the language. There is a survey report that a 3-year-old boy is able to speak 3000 English words. Do you believe or not? I do not know. 3000 English words he is able to use. 3-year-old boy. Like soap, brush, apple, bus, pencil, pen. These are all the English terminology. Many are there in our daily life. Chair. So, a 3-year-old boy is able to speak 3000 English words. Why can't you? You can. There is no can't in the dictionary of the student. Remove the can'ts, remove the negatives, put it all positives, so that you climb. Next, second thing, when we do the rhymes or when we learn the rhymes, it is a kind of physical exercise also, children, because we put our mind and our action in that, so you will become very successful. And all these rhymes in your primary level are taught without learning alphabets. That is the secret. You know that? Do you know alphabets in LKG, UKG? After learning those words, did you learn poems? No. Simply by applying your mind, action and following the teacher, you have learnt all that. Likewise, so here after coming to 8th standard also, just be fit, think that I can do, and in primary you are able to recognize the sounds and actions and you did well, but now also you can do. Another thing, if you do all this in simplest way, that is called in a playway education, it will be stored for a long time. Understand? Yeah, coming to the next, last as I missed, this is rhyming words. As I said you, little bit work we have to do. For example, hat, bat, cat, mat, some words, rhyming words we write, hat, bat, cat, mat. I have a cat which is on the mat. I took my hat and tried to do something. That means we have to list out the words first when we want to do the rhyming words. But here for your understanding, I am just showing 2 slides of rhyming words. Imagine a snail. Snail means chinna natta. How is it? As big as a whale. Whale is a water animal. So, here the imagination starts. Imagine a lark. Lark means a small bird. As big as a shark. This is also a water animal. Imagine a bee, honey bee. As big as a tree. Chittanta uhinchandi chinna beeni. So, that starts your imagination. Easy to write this poem. Imagine a toad. Toad means a small frog as long as road. And imagine a hare as big as chair. Hare, rabbit. Imagine a goat as big as boat and the feet the same as me. So, when we have the words so that we can write, but the easiest one is free verses. The first step for learning is free verses, and even we can write wish poems and if poems also. We all of us know this is a rhyming word poem, old poem, more than 100 years ago poem. Everyone, this poem is actually invented in England only, because in England there is a big clock tower. See this, hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock struck 1. So, a small mouse went up to the clock, it struck 1. The mouse ran down, hickory dickory dock. Yeah, these words are hickory dickory dock, these are all the rhyming words. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran down the clock struck 2, The cat said, "Bo, who is waiting there under the clock?" The cat, and it has frightened the mouse. That's it. End of the chapter for the small mouse. It has come to an end because the cat was ready to say bo and it swallowed it. Simple things sometimes inspire. So, coming to the next thing, writing poems. Before writing poems, let us take a small break. So, after the break, we will be discussing about
YouTube www.youtube.com/c/dd Saptagiri.
స్క్రీన్ మీద కనబడుతున్న క్యూఆర్ కోడ్ ని స్కాన్ చేయడం ద్వారా డిడి సప్తగిరి యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ ని వీక్షించగలరు. మరిన్ని అప్డేట్స్ కోసం డిడి సప్తగిరి యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ ని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి.
Email ddSaptagiri@gmail.com. Facebook www.facebook.com/dd Saptagiri. Twitter twitter.com/dd Saptagiri VJA. Instagram www.instagram.com/dd Saptagiri.
Welcome back to Vidya Varadhi program, children. In the previous session, we have discussed about poems and our travel from rhymes to poems. In the primary level, what we have done, isn't it? Now, it is the time that you think that again you are back to class of 8th. Understand, you have stepped now into the 8th standard, 7th class completed. So, in this, we have to pen down something. So, for writing something, what do we need? Yes, where there is a will, there is a way. First thing we have to decide, I should write something, and in a word like impossible, there is a word called I am possible, just by putting one apostrophe. Every time we say impossible, I can't do. No, if you say impossible means you are possible. The word itself states I am possible. So, what are the possibilities and what are the difficulties for you? If you take possibilities, every one of you can write because you are in school. You have that strength. You have completed 7 classes. So, you know the words, you know the language. Sometimes you may not be able to say. It's not a problem, but sometimes you may be able to write. So, put everything on the paper. You are seasoned to write if you check yourself because you are writing notebooks, you are writing many things. You have written the examinations. So, be confident that you can do. No can't in your dictionary. Once again I am saying, remove that negatives, put the positives always. Yeah. So, when we think positively, coming really to the problems where we are struck up in writings. First, sometimes most of the people, you people say, Miss, I am not confident with the spelling. Keep the spelling aside because you have studied, you know the spellings. You think that you don't know, but when we start writing, automatically the correction happens. You can recall your memory and the spelling comes correctly. First of all, start writing. If you start writing, there are many things. You can check in the dictionary afterwards. You can check through phone. If you type in the phone, there is a spell check also. There are many ways to check your spellings. But first put a first step to write something. Second thing, tenses. This is a big thing. Most of the children are caught. You are worried about tenses. No, don't be worried because think, as I said, positively. You are writing yesterday's incident or 1 week before you went to somewhere. You visited some circus or you went to zoo. You want to explain all the thing. So, write it everything in the past tense. Today what is happening? Today is the full moon day. Do you know that? Today is a full moon day. So, imagine that you are seeing the full moon and start writing in the present tense. And tomorrow you are going to do something, you are going to travel to some Guntur or something wherever you want, your parents take. So, imagine it in future, nothing, will and shall. Do not be worried about tenses. Whatever you write, be clear. So, these are two are the most very worrying things for you people, children. First one is spellings, keep aside, you can write. Second thing, tenses, no bother about tenses. Third one, teacher punctuations. Maximum in the poetry we use only 4 kinds of punctuations. First one, comma, full stop, and if it is a conversational poem like question and answers, question mark, and if it is an exclamatory poem, oh God, I have seen a snake. So, if it is an exclamatory poem where is some sudden surprises, something you want to put an exclamatory mark. Rarely we use direct speech in poem in free verses. So, if you write in that, then we need a inverted commas, but the major first foremost thing 4 things are full stop, comma, question mark and exclamatory mark when you write a poem of exclamatory sentence. So, this is not a big worry at all. And coming to another most very big ghost, that is handwriting. Teacher, whatever I write, I can't understand, I can't read, nothing like that. Pay attention to your handwriting. First, as I said you in the beginning, where there is a will, there is a way. Put a will first thing, I can do it, no can't. So, that if you write neatly, it comes very neatly. Or first write rough work, then fair it, it is not a problem. So, be ready to write something, what to write, how to write. Here comes a big question. So, what to write? First of all, for writing we should have a feel, as I said you, think about it deeply. Think about it deeply with heart and mind. మనసుతో ఆలోచించండి, దేని గురించి రాస్తున్నారో అది మనసు స్పందించాలి, అప్పుడు మీకు అక్షరాలు వస్తాయి. అనదర్ థింగ్, రైట్ ఫ్రమ్ నోన్ టు అన్నోన్. ముందు నోన్ నుంచే స్టార్ట్ చేయండి, అన్నోన్ వద్దు. known, because if you know the thing very well, you can write. And here I want to say a small example said by one of the greatest person. When we go near the 3 things, we can't stop our emotions, it seems. How far it is, I don't know, we have to check, you check. It is your duty, children, check it and tell me. First thing, when we go near the sea, it seems. సముద్రం దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళామంటే మనం అసలు దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళకూడదు అనుకుంటా అంట, కానీ వెళ్ళిపోతా అంట. ఎవరో ఒకళ్ళు పెద్దవాళ్ళు చెప్పారు, we can't control our emotions when we go near the sea, it seems. Understand? Second thing, moon. That is why many great poets wrote on moon. Many poems are there on moon. When we look at the moon, full moon, we can't stop our emotions, it seems, because it has 14 phases and it is the brightest thing in the sky. Many things we can explain about the moon. And the third thing, the biggest animal, land animal, our elephant. When we look at elephant, we can't stop our emotions, it seems, because this is a mesmerizing. I just bought a toy. This is a toy elephant. When we look at this elephant, we can't stop our things, it seems, because it has a beautiful trunk, always moving, a short tail and nice ears, small eyes. When we look at, we in a wonder we look at it. So, looking at these 3 things, we can't stop, it seems. One of the greatest persons said. So, try to write, as today is Paurnima, take the opportunity today itself. Sit outside of your house somewhere and take a pen, paper, first feel it and then put it into words. Yeah. So, before doing all this work, I want to make you to recite this poem and write this poem in your mind forever. Actually, this is a poem of 4 lines. Everyone should write in your mind. Why I am telling not on the book, in the mind, because everyone is unique in this universe. No 2 are the same, even the twins. They have some difference. No 2 flowers are same. So, let us write this one in our mind, that is, I am special, I am special, look at me, a very special person, that is me, a very special person, that is me. Nobody can compete with me. You just think for yourself so that you will get confidence and you write something. That is why I say don't write this poem on the book, write the poem in your mind forever, so that you will be special. Think that you are special, really you are special for your mother and father and your unique personality. So, start writing with that emotion and your words automatically come just like that. So, now as I said you EVS poem in the beginning, like this you can take a small topic and extend it. You can see the beautiful pictures too. You have put a small seed. What will happen to the seed? It will just stay in the soil until we wake up. Like you people, sometimes we go under inertia. Your teacher, your mother, someone comes and hey, get up, they say. Just like that, here there is a seed which is sleeping in the soil. It does not want to come out. So, a nice poem is written by Kate Brown, her name is. This is also a small poem of 6th standard, and according to CBSE book it is in 1st standard. So, this is a small poem you can see. In the heart of a seed, a small seed buried so deep, a dear little plant lay fast asleep, wakes at the sunshine and creep to the light, wakes at the voice of the raindrops bright. So, who are waking the seed? Sunshine, raindrops. Please get up, it is time to come up. So, the little plant heard, like you people, you are also a little, and it rose to see what the wonderful outside world might be. See the 4 pictures it has been designed. So, you take some object and write something around it. It will be easy for you to write. So, accept it, do it. I think everybody will do it. So, one more poem, as I said you, if poems. These are all the beginning poems. If you try, you can. See, this is as I said you, if I were a butterfly, I would be thankful for my beautiful wings. If I were a myna is a bird, bulbul, I would be thankful that I could sing. Like that, if I were a fish, can you say, children? What will the fish do? It swims in water. If I were an elephant, I would be thankful for having a long trunk. If I were a giraffe, you can extend it. If I were a lion, if I were a peacock, if I were a star, something, you can add something more, you can add 20, 30 also. So, this is the way of extending poetry, because known to unknown, I said this is the something known. So, you travel to unknown. It is very easy for you people, children, doing something different. Okay. And one more poem just like this, I did not put the slide, that is wish poem. Just like this, if I were wish, if I wish, or if I were, like that, beginning with those words, if you write, you can get many ideas. I wish that I could be an aeroplane, that I can fly high in the sky. I wish that I could become an engineer to do something. I wish that I would become a doctor, something like that. Whatever your wish is, wish poems, if poems, these are the first stepping stones for writing. Understand? Yeah. Now, coming to the topics. Here in the topics, we can take the first and foremost thing, most of the poets. The first thing whom we love and pray is our mother. She is our real God on the earth. So, I would like to show one small thing, just to see it. Just to see it. Can you imagine who she is? Is she a woman only? Is she only the woman? No, she is a mother, right? A baby is in her hand, right? So, first thing we can take as mother, the first thing. That is why in our textbook, 8th class textbook, we have a poem written by Rabindranath Tagore, mother poem only. So, you imagine your mother's color, your mother's features, her sari, her hairstyle, how she loves you, how she takes care of you. Imagine, just put it, my mother, I love you so much because you gave me birth. You take care of me, you look at me always, you suffer and give me everything. Like that, make some verses. If you start writing, there will be so many. But the thing is starting problem. Till now you did not start, you have to start today. There is no second option. because if you start writing, that makes you to write many things, many articles. I have an evidence in the last, I will show you, last 5 minutes I will show you the evidence where many children wrote so many things and they have been published too. So, it is very easy to write about mother because she is known to us. Second thing, sky, since from our childhood we are seeing. Yeah, moon, many things we can write. Sun, the brightest star in the sky, write about stars, write about planets. Yeah, there are some poets also wrote about planets and nature, very many poems we can write. Your pet dog. So, finally, you can write about butterflies or color poems. Roses are red, apples are red. So, take colors. What are the red things? Write a colors. What are green things? Make it as a verses and give a final ending. So, which color you like, write in the end and end the poem. So, if you take first, if you accept, you can do anything. First, learn to accept the things. Understand, children? And if you are so good in writing, then finally you can take up the topics which are in the society. In nowadays in newspapers we see some poems on corona also. Children, many children responded. They wrote, previously we used to do like this, now we do not have chance. I have seen. So, children, take final step is taking the situation and responding. First learn to write, so that if you start beginning, one day you will become the best, no doubt of it. So, take it as a challenge in your mind. Now, I would like to come to the last thing, last topic of ours, that is our textbook, because whatever we learn finally we have to write exam, no doubt of it, is not it? Any creative activity, but that should be connected to our learning, our textbooks, is not it? Yeah, in our textbook there we have 5 poems. First one is My Mother, The Cry of Children, Goblet Poem and 4 more, is not it? First, if we read the poem just like poem, it is something, but if you sing the poem, if you recite the poem, if you understand the poem, that gives a good feel. And this is the poem written by Rabindranath Tagore, as I said you, My Mother poem. The unfortunate thing is, Rabindranath Tagore lost his mother when he was a 3 months baby, but he had number of literatures on mother. He wrote many things on mother. See the imagination. If you just think, you will get into the roots, as I said you. So, for imaginary has no end, but you have to put yourself into that. So, I would like to tune this and make you listen. Actually, there are 3 stanzas in our textbook, but I just put it into 2 only, because 3rd stanza is your homework. You have to tune it. You will try, I think so. Shall I? Yeah. I cannot remember my mother, only sometimes in the midst of my play. I cannot remember my mother, only sometimes in the midst of my play. A tune seems to hover over my playthings, a tune of some song that she used to hum, while rocking my cradle, rocking my cradle, rocking my cradle. Rocking means moving the cradle. Actually, he missed all the things, but he was able to imagine that his mother was with him. Second stanza, I cannot remember my mother, but when early in the autumn morning, the smell of shuli flowers floats in the air. Shuli flowers. What is meant by shuli flowers? Small flower which is in orange color. పారిజాతాలు. ఆ పారిజాత స్మెల్ వస్తే వాళ్ళ అమ్మ గుర్తొస్తుందంట. పాపం అసలు 3 నెలల పిల్లవాడికి ఎలా గుర్తుంటుంది? బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్ బియాండ్ ద ఇమాజినేషన్. దట్ ఈస్ వై Rabindranath Tagore is called as Gurudev and Vishwakavi. So, once again I come. I cannot remember my mother, but when in the early autumn morning, the smell of the shuli flower floats in the air, the scent of the morning service in the temple comes to me as the scent of my mother. Scent of the mother means the hug itself tells him that his mother is with him. See the love and affection. That is why I asked you to write your first poem on your mother. Okay. And the second poem which we have is The Cry of Child, because as it is a sad poem, I do not want to make you sad. So, I did not take it, and this is a poem where this is in the third unit, the garden within. So, in every mind we should have a good garden. What sort of garden? Love, kindness, helping nature. If this sort of garden is in our mind, that gives a good sharing. Understand, children? So, this one also, there is a garden in my heart, in my heart, in my heart, where beauty grows in fits and starts, fits and starts, fits and starts, where smiles are petals. So, welcome everybody with a smile. Good deeds bestowed by others from their bowers, nutritious hope reaps is to feed my spirit for its every deed. With gratitude I reach my goal, to touch the island of my soul, to touch the island of my soul. That means not my soul, the people whomever we talk to. So, we have to share our kindness, loves with a smile, not with a harsh face. So, this is a poem where simple things are taught to us. Understand? And the last one, I will just sing only one passage, because reminding you can do it. You try to do it. We have two more poems actually. One is thanking poem. You can do it of yourself. And this one only one stanza I do say. It is your duty, children, not only learning the lessons and reading the poems, but try to tune them, try to sing them. The thing is, I will come with a goblet, because the person should have a relationship between our occupations. We see potters, we see blacksmith, many people in and around us. So, to have a relationship, this poem is given in our textbook, the earthen goblet, goblet. So, a boy is asking or a man is asking goblet, hello goblet, you are on the potter's wheel, what is your feel when you are on the potter's wheel? One paragraph I will say, oh silent goblet, oh silent goblet, red from head to heel, head to heel. From the top to bottom it will be red in color, no different colors. We are painting and making it different. Oh silent goblet, oh silent goblet, red from head to heel. How did you feel when you were on being twirled upon the potter's wheel? When you were being twirled upon potter's wheel, before the potter gave you the world, before the potter gave you to the world. So, what is your real feeling when you are మట్టి ముద్దని ఆ వీల్ మీద పెట్టి తిప్పుతున్నప్పుడు దాని ఫీలింగ్ ఏంటి, ఏమైనా ఉంటుందా? బట్ ఇన్ ద లెసన్ వీ హ్యావ్ దట్ పాట్ రెస్పాండెడ్ how it had felt. So, here I would like to tell you, your teachers, your parents are molding you, telling you something, but do not take it negative. They are whirling you on the potter's wheel, like they say you something, do not be angry and annoyed on them, take it accepted if it is right, okay. If there is any problem, speak to them, but do not be annoyed on parents, because they want to give you a shape, they want to make you a good citizen for this country, for this world. Understand? So, children, do you have any doubts? So, this is how you can change your textbook poems into songs. Fine. And last, teacher, this is very fine, you said poems, rhymes, this, that, but what is the use of learning all this? Yes, as it is a language class, we have to learn all the 4 skills. LSRW, listening. If you listen to nice music, definitely you will get a thought, isn't it? Yes. LS, S means speak, speak to the best friend or speak to your good friend, you get good ideas. Next, read good books or read good poetry, that gives a good understanding. Finally, take a step of writing, finally take the step of writing. So, LSRW, if we learn all these, our skills will be sharpened. Mistakeless writing develops slowly, you enjoy, feel happy when you sing and tune by yourself, will never forget that happy moments in your life. So, make it remember for lifelong. And now, before ending, as I said you, I would like to show something, because I have purchased some books in the book exhibition last year, and I was shocked to see almost all the books are written by students, and this is one of the book which I have seen, that is Premato Amma Nannalaku. In this book, not the poetry, but there are many letters. the feel of the child, feel of the children are presented, and these are the letters. This comes as creative writing. So, if you do something, your teachers are with you, your parents are with you, and these are all the books just like that. These consist of all the poetry, English poetry, Telugu poetry, Hindi poetry. These are all the books which I found in book exhibition only. So, children, when there is a will, there is a way. So, make will and make a way, and one day become a successful student and successful human being on this earth. I hope that you do the best. Will you start, children? Will you start today? On which topic? On which topic would you like to start with? The first thing is mother, none other than the mother. Shall we conclude it? Before conclusion, just once again recap. First, I gave you the introduction of poetry. What is poetry? And from where the poetry has come? Rhymes to poems. In second session, I said you about writing poems. What are the topics to be selected? Wish poem or if poem, anything. And third thing, we just discussed our textbook poems. Fine. So, it is your duty to tune them and be good and do good. Okay, children? Thank you.
మా కార్యక్రమంపై మీ అభిప్రాయాలు తెలియజేయగలరు. యూట్యూబ్ www.youtube.com/c/dd Saptagiri.
స్క్రీన్ మీద కనబడుతున్న క్యూఆర్ కోడ్ని స్కాన్ చేయడం ద్వారా డిడి సప్తగిరి యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ని వీక్షించగలరు. మరిన్ని అప్డేట్స్ కోసం డిడి సప్తగిరి యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేసుకోండి.
ఈమెయిల్ ddSaptagiri@gmail.com. ఫేస్బుక్ www.facebook.com/dd Saptagiri. ట్విట్టర్ twitter.com/dd Saptagiri VJA. ఇన్స్టాగ్రామ్ www.instagram.com/dd Saptagiri.